the starter one.
Why, you don't like it?
No, I like it. But because now there's new neurons running around our head, there may be something brilliant to come out. You might say something that's worth.
That's actually worthwhile? Oh, that hurt. Right? Not here. Right here. Damn.
So you go ahead and start it.
Hey, it's Scott Schilling. Welcome with my plus one.
Sean Murphy!
That's right. We're here to talk about...
I knew my name.
That was the first in many times that. Anyway, we're here to talk about an upcoming event and actually the genesis of it, how it all started. See, almost a year ago now, Sean and I were at
It is a year.
a world-class event. I mean, there was a room full of game changers. There were some of the most amazing people on the planet. You own their books, you've been to their seminars, but we were all in this room together. And yet, there was something that we were missing. And we couldn't really figure it out until Sean and I went out into the foyer, right? And we started to have a conversation. Because what we realized, it was really about you plus one.
And that's how we wound up at this event, right? We knew the person putting on the event, and we called each other, said, "Are you going?" "Well, I'm going if you're going." And we went, because it's one thing to go to an event and to experience it. I mean, it's like a birthday. Why would you have one by yourself?
Yeah, it was really amazing. I mean, there was such great... We knew
there was synergy.
There was synergy. We knew there were going to be great people there. We knew the content was going to be awesome. We just knew because of the reputation of those that were going to be there. And it was like that. But it still left us wanting. It left us yearning. It's really almost hard to describe, right?
Well, so here'd be the best translation of it. You've been to an event before, and when you went to the event, you said, "Oh my gosh, I wish I just had fill in the blank. I wish I had them here."
Right.
Now, depending upon the industry you're in, the profession you're in, sometimes that's one person in your corporation, sometimes it's another 50 people in your business that couldn't make your national convention. But this was a world-changing event for us, and we said, is there a way to take this caliber and make it better? And this very simple concept of, well, yeah, just one more person would have made a difference. And that's when it hit us.
Well, again, my stated goal has been for years to positively impact 1 billion or more lives on this planet. And I know Sean's is very similar. And all of a sudden we're sitting here and we all have this great desire to make so much positive impact. But nobody wants to start with one.
I said, what? Wait a minute. Why don't we just go again? Stood on stage around the world, 30 countries. But anytime you were speaking, it was only to one person in the audience, be it 10,000 or 10. And we said, why don't we start a movement that says, in order to come to an event, you have to bring one, just one.
That's right. So this whole event that we're planning in mid-September, save the date right now, is about you plus one. We're going to do things that we truly have never seen. Now, spoken in on 30 countries, on platforms all over the world. I've done over 2,000 events. We're going to do some things that we purposely, are going to do that we've never seen done before. Now, maybe somebody's done it. We don't think so. We're going to do some things. This is going to be an event unlike any other.
Well, because you said it. I know, but you said this, and it rings so clear that there's two audiences at an event. There's the speakers, and there's the people sitting in the chairs.
Right.
And there's things speakers like, and there's things speakers don't like. Well, we can work on that. We're speakers, we understand that, but we've also been attendees, and there's things attendees love. But why don't more people show up? It's because the things attendees don't love. And that's what we set out to change. Let's start with the people who are sitting in the seats.
That's right.
Making a difference, showing up, right? The butts in the seats, but we like to say it, the
Hearts in the seats.
the hearts in the seats, the minds in the seats, and say, what is it that if we could just take away the things that keep them from implementing the success that they're hearing? Because any event you go to, there's always a nugget.
Oh, I know I start every talk. My intention is to leave a nugget for each and every audience member. And that's the way everybody is in this industry. Everybody's got a wonderful heart and a desire to impart some great wisdom. But we got to talking about, let's do everything that the audiences love and nothing they don't. And everything the speakers love and get rid of everything they don't. And if we do that, we truly believe we will have an event second to none, totally unique, such a positive, we're going to start a movement with it.
And we truly believe that because there's some amazing statements that have changed the world. And these statements, you know them. We're only referencing them because of how impactful they are. But every statement always came back to one thing. What are the statements?
Well, I have a dream. There was a very purposeful meaning behind that. Or be the change you want to see in the world. Well, we've got our own statement. It's all about you plus one. You plus one can make a difference. That's our statement, is let's make a difference with you plus one.
We don't need to go change 10,000 people. If we start with you plus one, and the change, and here's the key, is when the change sticks. When that thing that you've been putting off, when that desire, that belief that you've let sit dormant inside of you, that ability to give back to others, that thing that you know that if I just did this one thing, and if I did it with one other person. Now, we talk about community, we talk about family, we talk about a variety of things, we talk about business. No business, right? What's that phrase? I've never seen a rich hermit, right?
No, that's for sure.
We need people. We need community. This isn't about the things that keep us from success. It's about the things that you plus one can do together. It's about the change you can create in this world called your personal reality. And that's what we're excited about.
I think a big part of it is the accountability and or the support that can come out of this. See, when you share your ideas, that's really what's happened over the last year. Sean and I started our own private mastermind. Napoleon Hill said, when two or more minds come together, a third and greater mastermind is created.
Yep.
Well, we've been masterminding this ever since. We've been working on how we could be accountable to each other and therefore accountable to our goals and our desires. And it's just amazing what continues to come out of it.
Well, because we start sharing it and people keep saying, when are you doing this?
Well, that's exactly it. All of a sudden, we got held accountable, right? And so it was funny.
So September,
it's happening. And what's so cool about it is, as soon as you start sharing the idea, other people grasp the idea. And they said, we want to become part of the U plus one movement. See, it's really about simply sharing an idea that no matter what area of life it is, and there's 7 areas of life, or 6 plus legacy, however you want to look at it, but in the spiritual side, you plus one, that plus one might be a disciple. In education, it might be a teacher. In business, it might be a mentor, right? Financially, it might be an advisor. Heck, in your health, it might be a coach. Socially, it might be your wingman, right? And in legacy, it might even just be that inspiration that pushes you along. See, no matter where you are in what area of life, there's a plus one that's there to support your dreams, your visions, your goals, your desires.
And that's one of the concepts that we had, is that there's never a one solution for all.
No, never.
And you've got many coaches. You said what, 19 different checks you've written? I've written probably, well, he's a lot richer than I am. So but I have multiple from all walks of life, but specifically in what they do. If they want it, I'm going to ask them to mentor me in that niche.
Right.
So we understand, as the kind of co-hosts of this U+1 movement, that it's not about us. It's about the speakers. It's about you, the community members, because part of what this is going to create as we move through this process is this community of experts like you, right? Emerson said, there's something you do so well, we wish we could do it half as well.
Exactly. The biggest part of doing this is being around you guys. I mean, you're going to add so much to the room with your expertise. And when you have an entire, by the way, that's why this is a VIP only event. There is no general admission here.
There isn't.
This is simply about VIPs. This is about people who truly have a desire to make a positive impact on this planet. That's the one thing that everybody shares in common.
That's why it's going to be, there's a limited amount of seats in each event, because there has to be that human touch, that human relationship that VIPs command, demand, and deserve. And that's what we really want to make sure is you understand this. There is no, well, I didn't get my ticket in time, or I didn't do that. Whenever you get started, you're the U+1 to change the world.
That's right. And that's what's so exciting for us is my U+1, my +1, and I have got a desire to do something, and we're taking that action. And we're asking you to join us in that action, really in that connection on a daily basis going forward, that we make that difference, whatever that little difference is. Any little bit of positivity is more positivity. But just think of creating a community, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, 1 billion wide. Some good stuff going to come out of that.
And again, the total, I guess the understanding of all of this is that everybody's going to get to be the best at what they want to be. See, there's 26 letters in the English alphabet. I didn't make them, he didn't make them. We talk on uniquely separate topics using that same concept. There's a topic that's passionate in your heart that you want to be able to share with the world. And that's what we want to do, is we want to help you go share that with your +1 or ones and make a difference.
That's right. There's something that just makes your heart sing. And that's what this is ultimately all about.
And if it's not singing now, you need to get here.
That's right. I mean, we're gonna have a room full of heart singers. I don't think that's ever been said before, but it has been said now.
TM.
That's right. The point is, it's going to be fun. It's going to be informative. Going to have some of the best speakers. They're going to talk about some of the best topics. We're going to have just the support of the room, and we're going to do so many unique things that we'd love to tell you, but we just can't. Well, we could. We're not going to.
Yeah, we choose not to.
We choose not to. Okay.
Imagine sitting in a room where you feel as special as any speaker that stood on stage. Imagine being in a room where you get to give as much as any speaker in the room. And you do this because it's just how the environment is. It's not about pushing information out. It's about having a dialogue of success with you
and your +1.
Because I got to tell you, that's what spurred this on when we were sitting there.
Yeah.
And we would have dialogues back and forth, and I'd look over at his notes and I'm like, where the heck, what were you listening to? And it was his interpretation that I went, oh gosh, I get that. From that event, because this dialogue has transpired, my success has grown significantly because of being able to mastermind with Scott on a daily basis.
Yeah, it really comes down to just, you gotta have that +1, because to get more information, sometimes you have to give more information. So as you share that, all of a sudden you get back in return. And that's why Sean and I started masterminding and really started just thinking about how we could be better at what we do. Because ultimately, when you're better, you're more fulfilled, you're more this, you're more that, right? You can serve your wife, your family, your kids, everybody around you. I mean, we share all sorts of family details. Now, wait a second. What do professionals talk family for? Because they're our plus ones.
Yep.
They're what we talk dogs. We got a dog plus one, you know? Actually, you got plus two.
Plus two. So here's the key. September, start to circle September.
That's right.
Middle might be a good time to search that out and circle that. More details will be coming. Hey, do me a favor. Thank the person that shared this with you. Right? Because here's the reality. The only reason they shared it is because you were a plus one. So thank them for saying, hey, listen, maybe the time isn't right for you, but know that they thought about you. That's the whole concept.
That's exactly it. Everybody has somebody that they care about. And, you know, do something nice for them today. Actually, you could share this video, or, you know, if it's not resonating with you, just call them and tell them thank you.
Hey, thanks for thinking of
for
it.
something. You know, I did that on the way here.
You did. You told me that.
I was sharing with Sean. I said, all of a sudden a song played, and I remembered the ballroom we were in Raleigh, North Carolina, October of 2007, when that song came on for the first time. It was a brand new album by Mercy Me. On the way here today, I called the person who introduced me to Mercy Me. Changed my life from that point forward. He was a plus one back in 2007. See, it's not that hard. It's just bringing it top of mind.
So, thank you for being a plus one. Thank you for being you. And you know what? Share this with somebody that you would like to be your plus one. Let somebody stand on your shoulders. Be that resource, that person that said, you know what? You called somebody back from 2007. You called them today because they changed your life. Maybe you'll change somebody's life today as well.
There's not a maybe. We know you're going to. Please join us. Middle of September. Save the date. You plus one here in Dallas.
I'm Sean Murphy along with
Scott Schilling.
We'll see you at the
Next event.
Bye for now.